Okay, so now let's understand this passage on sociology. So, human biology does nothing to structure human society. Age may enfeeble us all, but cultures vary considerably in the prestige and power they accord to the old elderly. Okay, so they say that human biology, okay, does nothing to structure human society. That means that human biology alone does not decide how society should be structured or organized. Okay, although age may enfeeble us all, although old age, okay, makes people physically weaker, okay, different cultures treat elderly people differently. Okay, some give them great respect and power while others may not. Okay, giving birth is a necessary condition for being a mother, but it is not sufficient. Okay, so they say that giving birth is usually required to become a mother. Okay, but just giving birth does not automatically make someone a real mother in the social sense. Okay, we expect mothers to behave in maternal ways and to display appropriately maternal sentiments. Okay, so they say that society expects mother to behave in a caring and loving ways and to show motherly feeling towards their children. Okay, we prescribe a clutch of norms or rules that govern the role of a mother. Okay, so society, we can say, they set certain rules and expectations, okay, that describe how a mother should behave and perform her role. That the social role is independent of the biological base can be demonstrated by going back three sentences. Giving birth is certainly not sufficient to be a mother, but as adoption and fostering show, it is not even necessary. Okay, now what they say that the yeah, okay, yeah, so we prescribe a clutch of norms that govern the rule of a mother. Okay, that the social role is independent of the biological base can be demonstrated by going back three sentences. So they say that this shows that the social role of being a mother, okay, is separate from the biological fact of giving birth. Okay, so giving birth is certainly not sufficient to be a mother. Giving birth does not actually makes you a mother. Okay, and it is not even required because now people can adopt, they can foster children, and they can also become mothers. Okay, so enfeeble is basically, we can say, someone who is physically weak. Okay, and yeah, rest of the words were easy. So what this paragraph is saying is that the paragraph says that social roles, okay, especially the that of being a mother, okay, so they are shaped more by social expectations. Okay, so social roles, I'm sorry, okay, yeah, so the social roles are shaped more by, we can say, the social roles. Okay, so social roles are being shaped more by social expectations, okay, and cultural norms, right, rather than just being the biological factors alone. Now the fine detail of what is expected of a mother or a father or a dutiful son differs from culture to culture, but everywhere behavior is coordinated by the reciprocal nature of roles. Okay, so now they say that this the exact expectations from a mother, father, or an obedient son, they may change in different cultures. Okay, but there is people's behavior, okay, depends on their relationship with others. Okay, role works in connection with each other. Now, husbands and wives, parents and children, employers and employees, waiters and customers, teachers and pupils, warlords and followers, each makes sense only in its relation to the other. Okay, so they say that in every society's people's behavior depends on their relationship with other. कि मैं अम्मी मदर है तो मैं उनके साथ वैसे behave करूंगी, brother है तो उनके साथ वैसे. Okay, so roles actually works in connection with each other. So father and son, okay, mother and son, so that is case. Okay, now they say that husbands, wives and other, so roles like husband wives हो गया, parent child हो गया, employees employees हो गया. Okay, they make only sense because they exist together. Okay, one role cannot exist without the other. So wife नहीं है तो husband का क्या role है. Okay, similarly parents नहीं है तो children का क्या role है. So that ways they are saying. Okay, so the term role is an appropriate one. So they say that the word role is a good word to describe this social behavior. Okay, now because the metaphor of an actor is in a play neatly expresses the rule governed nature or scripted nature of much of social life, and the sense that society is a joint production. Okay, so they say that the idea of an actor performing in a play, okay, explains society well. Okay, and just like in actors, okay, they follow a script. People in society also follows rules and expectations, and everyone works together to make society function. Okay, now social life occurs social life occurs only because people play their parts, and that is true for a war and conflicts as for peace and love, and those parts make sense only in the context of the overall show. Okay, so they say that society works because people perform their roles. Okay, this happens in both peaceful and a conflict situation. Each role only makes sense as a part of the whole society, like actors in a play. Okay, now the drama metaphor also reminds us of the artistic license available to the players. We can play a part straight or the following, as the following from JP Sartre conveys, we can harm it up. Okay, so they say that the comparison with the drama also shows that people have some freedom in how they perform their roles. Okay, so people can perform their roles in a straight manner or a normally and sincerely. Okay, or they can exaggerate, or they can actually ham it up. Okay, or they can actually overact. Okay. So the difficult words here was a reciprocal. Okay, reciprocal is involving two sides, we can say. Okay, metaphor is a comparison. Okay, and yeah, artistic license is we can say the freedom to express or perform something in one's own creative way, right? Now the paragraph explains that the social life, okay, they works through interconnected rules. Okay, so, similarly to actors performing the part in a play where people follow social rules but still have some freedom in how they perform their rules. Okay, roles basically. Now, let us consider this waiter in the cafe. Okay, his movement is quick and forward, a little too precise, a little too rapid. So, they're saying that let us observe a waiter working in a cafe, and the waiter's movement are very quick and exact. Okay, maybe even more precise and faster than normal. Okay, he comes towards the patrons with a step a little too quick. Okay, he bends forwards a little too eagerly. His voice, his eye expresses an interest a little too solicitous for your order, for the order of the customer. So they say when he walks towards the customer, he walks very quickly. Okay, he leans forward eagerly. Okay, and speaks politely. His voice and eye shows attention and politeness towards the customer's order. Okay, finally. There he returns, trying to imitate in his walk the inflexible stiffness of some kind of automation while carrying his tray with the recklessness of a tightrope walker. All his behavior seems to us a game. Okay, so they say that when he comes back, he walks stiffly like a machine while carrying the tray carefully, but in a risky way, like a tightrope walker balancing on a rope. Right, वो जो उसके ऊपर चलते हैं, right, रस्सी के ऊपर चलते हैं, and all his behavior seems to us a game. So his behavior looks like he's acting or performing. Okay, almost like a game or a performance. But what is he playing? Okay, now the author raises a question that what is he actually playing, what role or act is he performing? Okay, we need not watch long before we can explain it. He is playing being a waiter in a cafe. So after watching him for a short time, we can understand that he's acting out the role of a waiter. Okay, carefully following how a waiter is expected to behave, right? So, solicitous is one word that you should know. That is showing a great care or attention or concern for someone. Okay, recklessness is we can say acting without thinking about danger or risk. Okay, so this paragraph basically shows that people often behave according to the social roles or social expectations. Okay, like the waiter acting in the part of the waiter. Okay, now the second last paragraph, the American sociologist Erving Goff Frying, Erving or Frying, okay, Goffman, okay, built an influential body of social analysis on elaborations of the metaphor of social life as a drama. So they say that there is an American sociologist and he developed important ideas about society by comparing social life to a drama or a theater. Okay, he explained that people in society act like performers, okay, playing roles on a stage. Perhaps his most telling point was that it is only through acting out a part that we expresses character. Okay, so Goffman's main idea was that people show their true character through their actions and behavior. Just having qualities is not enough. We show them by acting in certain ways. It is not enough to be evil or virtuous. We have to be seen to be evil or virtuous. So simply being good or bad is not enough. Okay, other people must see our actions for them to understand whether we are good or bad, right? So not much of the words here. Let's directly get into the last paragraph now. So basically, I hope that you are able to get this. All right. So this paragraph basically explains the Goffman's idea that social life is like a drama where people reveal their character by performing roles and showing their behavior to others. Okay. Now there is distinction between the roles we play and some underlying self. Okay. Now the author says that there is a difference between the roles we play, okay, social roles we perform, okay, and our inner self, okay, or our true self. Here we might note that some roles are more absorbing than others, okay. So some roles take up more of a person's identity and life than others, okay. We would not be surprised by the waitress who plays the part in such a way as to signal to us that she is much more than her occupation, right? So they say that if a waitress behaves in a way that shows that she has a personality beyond just her job, we would not find it strange, okay. We would be surprised and offended by the father who played his part tongue in cheek, okay. So now they say, but if a father treated his role jokingly, okay, or without seriousness, people would feel shocked or offended, okay. Some roles are broader and more far reaching than others. So some roles have a bigger influence on a person's identity and life than others. Describing someone as a clergyman or faith healer would say far more than far more about that person than describing someone as a bus driver. Okay, so if we call someone as a religious leader, okay, or a faith healer, okay, it tells us more about their beliefs, lifestyles, and identity than simply saying someone is a bus driver, which only describes their jobs. Okay, so not much of the tongue in a cheek is one idiom which actually stands for something we are not serious, jokingly or ironically. Okay, so the paragraph says that the people have a true self, okay, which is beyond their social roles, okay, and some roles influence person's identity much more deeply than others. Okay, so basically it was an easy to read paragraph and passage, and this passage talks about that human social life, okay, it works like a play or a drama where people perform different roles which is shaped by cultural expectations or societal expectations, and through these roles their character and identity are expressed. Okay, so I hope you're able to get this passage. In case if you still have a query, please feel free to revert. Thank you.